Well. Are we live? If you knew what I was doing the last, 25 minutes, for whatever reason, I am live. And you're going, Deuce, why are you holding your phone right now? Why do we care about your mug? Because my program on this computer, it says it's not connected to the internet. Well, that's funny because the internet's working just fine. So Deuce Mason is a man of the people. Deuce Mason knows that after the Kings bounced back after getting absolutely hammered against the Boston Celtics, that Deuce Mason had to go live. He knew tonight was going to be a solo show, and he said, the people need it. The people need to hear. We are live! Ooh, let me check the chat real fast. Can the chat hear me? This is going to be a podcast for the ages tonight, baby. Yeah, did Kevin O'Connor hack the stream? Maybe. Maybe he did. Are the Kings still broken, KOC? Oh, man. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. We can? Hit the thumbs up. My idea tonight was I was going to maybe go live from the couch because of my dog, Carlin, who, as you guys know, is right now paralyzed from the hind legs down. It's so crazy. I had to come home from the game tonight. I took Carlin to the backyard and I had to help him pee by squeezing his bladder so he can urinate. That's where we're at with Carlin at this point. In fact, since we're live tonight and the Kings won, let's go check out Carlin for a second. Hold on. Let's just see what this guy's doing. This is my buddy. This is my tough son of a gun. Hi, Bob. Look at you. This guy had spine surgery a couple of days ago. Here he is at home, resting. He's going to make it back, man. He's going to make it back. Yep. So he's hanging tough. So I'm keeping this living room has turned into my bedroom because I am sleeping with him at the moment. Got to make sure he, stays comfy. Anyway, we're going to be keeping an eye on him. This is going to be a kind of quicker post game tonight for obvious reasons. One, dog. Second, they play tomorrow. So they're going to have it back against the Minnesota T-Wolves. And I know some people will be in the comments complaining, Deuce, is this so tacky? No, this is what you do. Okay, you know what? Life throws you a curveball. What are you going to do about it? You're going to hit the curveball out of the park. So let's talk about this. Deuce and Mo coming down in 3, 2, 1. What music do we hit? Hold on. Here's this what we're going to do. Deuce and Mo coming down in 3, 2, 1. Hit my music. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Oh, this is the wrong one. Whatever. This is meant to be. Okay, we're live. Anyway, let's start at 3, 2, 1. Hit my music. The podcast that you know. Welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast, recording this late on a Friday night. The Kings got absolutely destroyed on the home floor the other night. They gave up 144 points. So how are they going to play tonight against Kevin Durant and Devin Booker? What kind of Kings team were we going to see? Were they going to fold, lay down? Are the Kings broken like some people suggested? No, the Kings were not broken tonight. In fact, they came out of the gates strong and even stronger in the third quarter. We saw pace, we saw physicality, and most importantly, we saw a Kings bounce back win on the home floor, beating the Phoenix Suns tonight in Sacramento, 120-105. I'm Deuce Mason. Morgan Reagan is on her way back from Orlando, Florida, where she's been the last week for the NBA G League Showcase. I'm doing this podcast in a unique fashion right now, holding my phone up to talk about what went down tonight between the Kings and the Phoenix Suns. There's so much to go over tonight. One, De'Aaron Fox made franchise history tonight, right? He is now the Sacramento leader all-time in assists, surpassing Mike Bibby tonight. And Sabonis with another triple-double, his 4th of the season. Keegan Murray did some amazing things, but the biggest thing for me tonight is the approach. Last game, I was kind of disgusted by the Sacramento Kings and their approach to the game. I felt like they let the Celtics punk them a little bit. The Celtics were more physical. They were playing defense. The Kings played slow. They didn't play assertive. Where was the effort? Where was the fight? Tonight, I saw the fight. I saw the compete. Devin Booker and Kevin Durant are going to get theirs every single night, but when the Kings play well, this is what they do. They make guys like KD and Booker work. They did that tonight. Sabonis came out of the gate. He scored the first 6 points of this game and absolutely brought it. I just loved it. He knew Nurkic was not playing tonight, so what am I going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go in there and get mine. I'm not worried about Drew Eubanks. I'm not worried about Azubuike. I'm not worried about Chimezie Metu. I'm going to go get mine tonight. He was a beast. They were trying to be so aggressive, preventing him from getting rebounds. He still got rebounds in this game. Sabonis, the triple-double, 28 points. He had 11 assists, 11 rebounds for the Sacramento Kings. I love an aggressive Sabonis. When he's looking for his, when he's trying to get to the basket, hey, don't be afraid to take some mid-range shots either. But in this game, 12 of 15, he was fantastic. Also, just a second, I want to give love to everyone watching us live right now. I put out about 800 links about tonight. I am doing this on my phone. My dog is paralyzed from the waist down at the moment. And you guys are here supporting what has been honestly a tough week. When this wasn't working just a little bit ago, I almost tapped out. I almost said I'm not doing the pod tonight. But I was like, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to fight through this. And it was fun to fight through because the Kings won. Duh. Sabonis was awesome. I loved what I saw from him in this game. De'Aaron Fox. What more can you say about De'Aaron Fox? I felt like he played the game at his pace. And when he's at his best, he's pushing the pace, sure, but he's slowing back down. I mean, throw anyone on him tonight. Goodwin, cooked. Grayson Allen, cooked. When he took Kevin Durant down in the post, faked him out and hit that shot, are you kidding me? It was big-time stuff from De'Aaron Fox in this game. And, making some Sacramento history by passing Mike Bibby in the assist mark. So, Fox in this game, 23 points. He had 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Can we also talk about how bizarre of a game this was? From many standpoints. One, the first quarter lasted about 37 minutes. We saw so many free throws. In a game tonight where Sacramento only hits 12 threes, or how they win this game. Well, Phoenix in 2023, in an NBA game in 2023, hits 5 threes tonight. They were 5 of 25. Man, they just looked old. I look at that Suns team and I go, wow. They got KD and they got Booker. What else? I like Grayson Allen. You can't trust him to be a guy. He's just a role player. You can't have him out there trying to get 20 a night, right? Like, that's just not his game. Eric Gordon can give you those nights every once in a while, but he's older. You can't rely on that. They went all in on this group of KD, Booker, and Beal hasn't been there. And when's he coming back? Who knows at this point? They just look like an absolute mess tonight. Anyway, back to the Kings. Love what I saw just in general from them. I thought the biggest thing tonight was coming out strong and then coming out the gates in the third quarter and going, we are going to push. And they did exactly that. I thought defensively tonight, too, the effort was there. They held Phoenix to 17 points in the fourth quarter. Really impressive. One. Excuse me, that wasn't... Hey, pretend that last one didn't happen. All right, rewind. They held Phoenix to 21 points in the fourth quarter. Phoenix did score 30, but a lot of it came late. If I'm going to nitpick about the third quarter tonight, I felt like the Kings settled a little bit from 3. I think it was at the 5:30 mark of this game and the third quarter, and then Sacramento ended up missing their final 8 threes. They got good looks, but I'm like, God, the lead should be bigger. But the way they came out was spectacular. I'm hearing movement. I'm going to go check on Carlin. And let's get a Carlin update. He's still good to go. This guy is a dog. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Third quarter, coming out with pace, coming out with assertiveness, and defensively they competed tonight. We've got on Kevin Huerter. We've gone on Harrison Barnes. I felt like both guys did a good job tonight competing defensively, making life more challenging. I have no idea who won the defensive player of the game crown tonight, but I feel like there are a lot of good candidates. One of them has to be Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray? Are you serious tonight? Keegan Murray hitting jab steps on Devin Booker. Jab step, step back, jumper in his face. Disgusting. Keegan Murray, coming into tonight over his last 8 games, was averaging 21 a game. What did he finish with tonight? 21 points. he starts doing this more consistently, it's going to be a problem for the rest of the league. As I said last game, look, the Kings still have the same weaknesses they did when they lost the other night. We're aware of this. But they are a much better team than how they played against Boston, all right? That was just Boston being red hot, then the Kings just folding. And the Kings can't fold like that. And that's why I think tomorrow's game against Minnesota is a huge test. I don't care that Cat's not playing because Naz Reid can come off the bench and kill you. They've got size. Gobert's playing at a high level and can get his. But you already beat this team before. It may be a second night of a back-to-back, but you're at home and you got to play better. You got to. Go win that game. As my friend Coach Nick would say, why not win that game? If you're in the chat, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed. With Morgan not being here tonight, on her way back from Orlando after being at G League Showcase, I'm going to read some of the comments too. This is the most insane night chat I think I've ever done. Being solo, holding my damn phone up to talk, and dealing with the dog. It's amazing. Charm says, I was there. The vibes were immaculate. Yeah, the crowd was awesome tonight. And we haven't even talked about the moment of the game. I wrote it down already. The moment of the game has to be the Malik Monk dunk. Monk had a stretch tonight where he blocked 3 shots in the first half, career high, by the way, and had another nasty dunk. And that sequence was insane, right? So Sabonis turns the ball over. Then Keon Ellis is competing his ass off, playing amazing defense, forces a turnover, gets it to Malik Monk, and jam on her face. Disgusting. Think about all of his awesome dunks this year. You had the one against Chris Dunn, opening night against Utah. The one in San Antonio. The one against the Nets. I'm probably missing one. And then the one tonight. Malik Monk, your moment of the game. Shout out to people giving me love, too. I was on the post game tonight with Matt Barnes hosting. Wasn't my I was exhausted today from not getting any sleep dealing with Carla last night, so I felt like I was a little off. But appreciate all people saying great job on the broadcast. Thank you. Where was I going? So we just go with Malik Monk. Also, I'm going to do another audio version of this after I'm done with the stream just to have a different flow. I feel like I'm all over because I'm holding my phone. Tonight was important for the Kings. I felt like they needed to show me a little something after we saw how they played against Boston. And this is what I need every night. Like, you could play this well every night and lose some games too. I'm not acting like that. That's not the case. You know, the Suns to me are a flawed team right now, and they haven't been playing good basketball. But you can't be getting blown out all the time. It can't happen. You can't be having these games where you're losing. Like every time you lose, it's by 20 or 25. You know, the stat we put up tonight in the pregame was insane. Oh, well, there's so many bad teams that have gotten blown out this year by 25 or more. We're talking about the Pistons 5 times. I believe the Wizards are up like 5 times. The Jazz 3 by 25 or more, right? I'm missing some other teams. The Pistons. Like, there's a list of teams, and they're all bad, and then you throw Sacramento on the list. That just can't be the case. This just can't be the case. They have to compete better in these games. Like, they did not do that against Boston the other night. Tonight, I love just their approach. They need to consistently bring this pace. I thought, looking at some of the other guys in this game, Harrison Barnes had 19 points. Played well. Got to the free throw line. I loved what I saw. We saw so many free throws in this game. Sacramento's 20 of 26. Phoenix 22 of 28 from the line. Sacramento shot 53%. They had 31 assists in this game. So that was awesome to see. Mentioned De'Aaron. Kevin Huerter, 13 points, 5 assists. HB and Huerter, both those guys, I know their box scores doesn't blow you away. I mean, Barnes with 19 is awesome. I just thought they were playing their asses off out there. They did a great job defensively. And so those guys can be the weaknesses some nights, depending on the matchup on defense. But the one thing you can control, and you keep hearing Mike Brown talk about controllables, you can control your effort. You can control your focus. You got to be locked in and give yourself a chance in these games. And if the Kings can be locked in and be good enough defensively, they're going to have a chance to win a lot of games, even against the best teams. So this was a much-needed bounce-back win. Deuce says Huerter with 2 transition dunks. Appreciate Bill Ritchie for saying thumbs up. Yeah, hit the thumbs up if you're in the chat. Like, I'm holding a phone. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All it does is help us grow. Ooze says the key tomorrow is for Fox. He's got to start early, and Sabonis got to establish some kind of paint presence. They do that, it'll be a good game. Well, Ooze, you bring up the Minnesota T-Wolves, and that's a great one. Like, you definitely want to attack Gobert, but also Sabonis, keep him honest. You know, Sabonis, don't be afraid to knock down a three, hit a mid-range shot. Gobert's going to be playing in drop coverage. Make him work. Make him think. And Sacramento has to attack him. Don't be shy. I thought they did a good job of that in that last matchup when they won in Minnesota in that in-season tournament game. I think that was one of Sacramento's best wins of the season. They made Ant work. Cat was having an off night, and they didn't get killed by anyone else. Fox was awesome. It was a really, really solid performance in that game. Oh, man. Brian in Chess's fan favorite Monk has to be resigned. Yeah, I mean, we're a long way from that, but I think he's so important to this team. You know, he had 7 points. He had 5 assists tonight. He had 3 blocks. And, you know, we've talked so much about him this year, but just his energy to have that type of presence off the bench, even when you're not shooting well. Like, dude, those blocks at home, that gets everybody. The crowd was going crazy. Right? So those are the type of plays that I felt like were missing last year, especially at home. The Kings had a better road record last year than they did a home record. You can't have that, right? And this year, they're 11-4 at home now. They're, 17-10 overall? It's not bad, right? Like, we get frustrated with these games against the Clippers and the Celtics because you're like, dude, you can't get blown out by these teams. Like, they're better, sure, but they're not this much better. So I love that they're playing much better basketball on the home floor. It's really nice. Boost in the chat says, I'm real tired of the refs calling cheat fouls on Keegan. Yeah, you know, I think being a defender in the NBA nowadays is harder than it's ever been. You know, you could play fundamental defense and still get charged with a foul. And huge credit to Keegan tonight. He was in early foul trouble, didn't play a ton in the first half. And then he came out and played well in the second half. I did feel like maybe, and I could be wrong on this, I feel like the officials were calling everything in the first half. Everything in the first half. They let him play a little more in the second half. And Keegan, to his credit, kept playing physical. I mean, that's his growth on defense has been outstanding. And now, all of a sudden, we're looking at like a 9-game stretch of really good basketball. Like the stuff he was doing early in the season, he was getting good looks. He wasn't making shots. You're like, God, man, he's so close. If he keeps being this aggressive, maybe he can be an 18 to 20 point a night guy. Well, he's been doing that now. Like he's being a 20 point a game guy. Now, want to continue to rebound. One of my favorite funny moments of the night was when Sabonis was stuck at 9 rebounds and there was a missed shot by Phoenix and Keegan went out of his way to steal a rebound from Sabonis. I was like, dude, that is rough. It was hilarious. But yeah, Keegan tonight had 21 points. He had 5 rebounds. He had 2 assists on 8 of 13 shooting. As far as the rock and soul player of the game, look at me getting sponsors in tonight, being by myself. Rock and soul player of the game. There's some good candidates. I mean, we just talked about Keegan, De'Aaron, and Sabonis. Who do we give it to, chat? Let's decide this together. I don't have Morgan to lean on. Morgan's not here. While you guys think about it in the chat, let's do a quick Carlin check. Oh, my buddy's comfy, dude. Dude, there's no better feeling as a dog owner than seeing your dog just comfy. This guy, let me just tell you something. Sunday night, he was in so much pain. I had no idea what was going on. This guy could not sleep at all. And here he is, second night at home, just sleeping. And the other thing I have to do now, he can't pee on his own. So I literally have to take him outside carefully because his back legs don't work. And then I have to put his butt on my leg. And then I have to find his bladder and push on it so he can pee. This guy's a trooper, dude. This guy's a trooper. And you know what he does when I do that? He just stands there like a good boy. Love this, dude. Nothing like dogs, man. There's nothing like... It's my son. It's my son. Anyway. All right, so he's doing well. That's great. Rock and soul player of the game. Let's see some options. Geddes, sorry, it says, Domantas Sabonis. Domantas Sabonis. I saw HB getting some love. Saw 9 says Harrison Barnes stepping up. Yeah, Harrison Barnes, 19 points. He did on 5 of 10 shooting. Knocked down his threes tonight that were big. 5 of 6. I liked how aggressive he was. He also had 2 steals. Active. That's the thing tonight. I felt like the Kings were just really active with their hands, right? Like they were getting deflections. I don't know what the final number was, but they really got it going. And that's huge, especially when like the key tonight was, okay, you can't let Durant and Booker are going to get theirs, but you can't let, like Eric Gordon can't be dropping 25 tonight. That was like my concern. It's like, all right, is this going to be a night where Gordon gives you 20 to 25, and then Grayson Allen's hitting like 6 threes? Well, tonight, Gordon did not score. That's insane. He played 24 minutes. Eric Gordon did not score. And then Grayson Allen played 30 minutes, 4 of 10 shooting. He had 11 points. Amazing. Deuce, what are you drinking? Right now, I got a little Liquid Death, just a sparkling water. You know what, Adam? Good one. De'Aaron Fox did get the assist record tonight. Should that be it? It's a good one. It's a good one. Rock and Soul player of the game. Oof, you guys are going to make some great candidates. Man, I don't know why this is so hard, because we have to find one guy to give it to. The moment of the night went to Malik Monk for the dunk. I think I'm going to go with Domantas Sabonis. I think he sets the tone. And tonight, another triple-double, his 4th one this season. He's got 36 in his career. In the chat, they said, you can't take it for granted. And that's exactly right. You can't take it for granted. To have the scoring near 30, which is rare, right? He's not normally a guy that's even trying to get 30. He did on 12 of 15 shooting, 11 assists, 11 turnovers. 11 rebounds, 11 assists, and just 3 turnovers for him in 34 minutes of action. Some people are like, "Oh, show the room a little bit." Yeah, you guys can get different looks of our wall here on. This is going to be a night chat that's going to go down the ages of being weird and whatever. We're just going to have to embrace it. I'm going to do an audio pod after this that's a little more chill. My guy Tim, longtime listener, made this one. He made this one down here. This is one of the originals from when we first started the pod. That's supposed to be me, if you can tell. A ripped guy, you know. It really looks like my physique. And there's other logos there, because that's when we used to talk more sports. Got a little CM Punk there, Mr. Perfect. Yeah. Sign Lady made us this last year when we went back to 1140 for like 2 months. That was fun. Fan gave me this Larry Bird signed poster. Awesome. Kings trainer Pete Youngman was getting rid of some King stuff. Gave me this awesome 0304 Kings frame thing. Tony Romo signed golf cleat from my friend Eric. Awesome. Random person gave me a Bam Bam Bigelow signed piece. We got a Harry Giles locker room plate. Why not? There you go. A little tour of the wall. You guys got to see the wall. Peyton in the chat donating $5. Can you get Kevin O'Connor on the show and straighten him out? We can get KOC on again. Look, dude, like the other night, I know we talked about this. We can't be talking about a team being broken when they're like after last game 16-10 because they had a bad loss. Like, is that that's what we're considering broken now? They're broken because of that, and then they respond the next night and beat a Suns team that's struggling. Like, let's be honest about it. But it's also a Suns team that has talent that you go, okay, on any given night they can win, and they're just coming off a loss against the Portland Trail Blazers. But, this is weird. This Suns team, I don't know where you go from here with this group at this point. I guess we got to wait for Beal to come back from the ankle and see what it looks like. But even so, you're counting on KD staying healthy and Booker staying healthy and Beal. And then if those guys don't, do you trust the depth? And they don't exactly have the flexibility to go out there and do anymore. And this is the problem when you try to build a team like that. It's like, all right, we're going to have 3 stars and just fill out the roster with vet guys. And I know the hope is a Damian Lee comes back and knocks down some threes. Base Diop didn't play tonight. He was been out. But I think they thought they were going to get more from Watanabe this year. He hasn't done much. Their bench is rough, dude. Why do people care what he says? Yeah, KO, it's a good point about Kevin O'Connor. I mean, one, fans just care because these are national people who cover the league who help shape narratives to fans around the world. That's why, right? And even if you agree with what he said, which is fine, his larger point is the Kings, if they're going to take a step, are going to have to make some moves if they're going to be a championship contender. Well, yeah, no shit. I think we all know that. But the whole, they're broken thing and then only, tweeting about them when they're doing bad is kind of weird. It's well, I didn't see you tweeting them when they won at Minnesota or beat OKC without De'Aaron Fox or beat OKC again. I didn't see those tweets. Or when they went to LA and Sabonis totally dominated AD. All I ask is more for consistency than anything. It's just don't just talk about them in their tough moments, right? Shout out to I Miss Luke donating $5 saying the Kings are good at basketball. Cold Water said, how's Carlin doing? We did show him a little bit ago. He's sleeping right now. He's doing well. Oh, man. Other thoughts from this game. I want to go to my notes real fast. This is not what I planned to do tonight. By the way, Streamlabs OBS saying my internet's not working yet. I'm literally on my computer using the internet. Is hilarious. Hopefully it's all... I got to fix it. Hopefully tomorrow on a back-to-back. I did want to go to a couple of things. So I'm bringing up my notes right now that I take during the game. Here, you can actually see what I'm looking at in an Excel sheet where I keep track of all the lineups in the game and any notes that I take. First quarter lasted 36 minutes. At the end of the quarter, Kings public address announcer, long time PA announcer, Scott Moak says it was the longest quarter in NBA history. I love the sarcasm there. Fox had 12 points in the first quarter, setting the tone. Malik, man, I've noted his second quarter. He had those blocks. The other thing I like that Sacramento did tonight is when Durant was out, they did a great job by going back to what they did the last time they beat Phoenix, which was we're gonna blitz Booker. We'll throw another guy to get the ball out of his hands. They did that a little bit. In fact, they did that some in the second half too, which was pretty impressive. It's they were you know what? Let's just try this with Durant out there. We're comfortable with how we're playing as a group. We're going to do that tonight. And they did that, and they were pretty effective doing that. The other thing we saw tonight, you saw Booker, KD, and Vogel pick up technicals. That they were definitely irritated. At the half, the Kings led by 11. Kings started the third on a 9-0 run. A Keegan 3 put them up by 20. Keegan had that step back over Booker that was really awesome. Kings ended up getting up by as many as 29. But then they missed 8 consecutive threes. They did outscore them 38-30 in the third. And then, of course, they take care of business in the fourth. Great win. It's a really nice bounce back. Of course, we should mention that tonight's Night Chat is sponsored by our friends over at Northwest Exteriors and northwestexteriors.com. You're looking to get new windows, hit them up. One, Kings fans, local, based in Sacramento. They got a showroom in Rancho Cordova, and they do amazing work. One of our longtime listeners, Neo, is actually using them to get some windows done at his house right now because they do amazing work. And plus, windows make your house look better, energy efficient, no-brainer. So what you need to do is trust the experts at Northwest Exteriors. Simply the best! Trust Northwest. Not bad. Daniel in the chat says MTV Cribs tour because you're on mobile. Yeah, it's not working on my desktop right now. So I went to the phone, which, in some ways I think it was meant to happen this way because I got to keep checking on Carlin. Let's get another Carlin update for the peeps. Oh. That's a comfy boy. You guys hear that snore? Yeah. That's a good boy. Can you imagine having surgery on your spine? And that little pup having surgery on his spine on Monday? Man. Okay, let's get to some other thoughts. Other thoughts on this one. My next thought is hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Tomorrow, Kings T-Wolves. Minnesota, the number 1 seed right now in the West. Do we buy them as the number 1 seed? I don't know, man. I feel like the West is so up in the air. You know, like, there are moments I do. But whether I buy them as number 1 or not doesn't change the fact it's a really good team. Carl Anthony Towns is not playing tomorrow night. You go, well, that's a big loss. It's going to hurt them. Yeah, but Naz Reid can be really productive. You know, like Kyle Anderson will play some more minutes for them too. That's another guy with size, a guy that I like in Sacramento. Like, the guy has a little dog in him. He's not playing a ton, but now he'll get some more minutes. Good defensive team. Gobert's been a menace defensively. It's, you know, I think that's the other thing as NBA fans real fast that we all need to acknowledge right now is last year at this time, we're clowning Minnesota because, you know, Cat was banged up. Gobert it looked like a clunky fit. And the Jazz were playing okay, right? Like, the Jazz were, God, they're better than we think. There was a narrative out there that, man, not only did the Jazz rob Minnesota, but they got the best center in the deal in Walker Kessler. Year 2 of Walker Kessler has not been good. Year 2 has been a lot different. Year 2, he's coming off the bench some games. And now, to Rudy's credit, second year with this group, looks more comfortable. I think one of the things that I like that Minnesota did last trade deadline that I think helped put them in this spot is getting Mike Conley, you know, just a veteran point guard. To go from Conley to Russell, you go, oh man, that's an aging point guard. Yeah, I get it, but they needed a grown-up to run things. Someone that's been around a little bit, that can hit the three, that can handle when Anson doesn't have the ball, just organize things out there. So I thought that was a big pickup. And, you know, Anthony Edwards is a problem. I think the last time the Kings played Minnesota, I thought they did a pretty good job on Ant. He still got like 35 points, but they did a pretty good job on him. It's going to be a tough game, you know. They're going to be rested and ready to go, but it's also a very winnable game. Let's see here. In the chat, the Kings should beat the T-Wolves back-to-back the F. Let's go. Stop the back-to-back weakness. Yeah, trust me. Back-to-backs in general, my take on back-to-backs in the NBA, no one likes them. Fans don't really dig them. Players don't dig them. Coaches don't dig them. I don't really dig them. But they've been around, and they've been around for a long time. Every team plays them. You're home. You know what I mean? Like, this is not, oh, man, we're in Cleveland tonight. We got to be in Charlotte tomorrow. Or we're in Miami tonight. We're wrapping up a 6-game road trip on a back-to-back in Brooklyn. You're in Sacramento. You're in your own bed. I don't really care. Like, no one played crazy minutes tonight. Barnes played the most minutes, 37. Keegan was at 33. Sabonis at 34. Herter at 27. Fox was at 32. Not an issue. And that's also, hey, bench, show up and play. Go get it. It's not going to be easy. Let's see here. Grouchy Pete. Grouchy Pete says, I like back-to-backs. Hoops, hoops, hoops. You know what? Doesn't sound very grouchy of you, Pete. It sounds like you just like hoops. I dig it. Gamer says, Pels and Wolves play similar, so a tough matchup. I mean, sure. I mean, I think it's a little different. I think, and from that perspective, I would say, in some ways, it's just I think the Pelicans are actually a tougher matchup. I think just they've got so many, like Dyson Daniels, they've got Herb Jones, They've got the size of Zion and Valanciunas, right? They play physical. Ingram is just a tough cover. And then you have a couple of guys you can throw at Fox. Like, that's pretty nice. Now, the last time these two teams played, Minnesota and Sacramento, Jaden McDaniels did not play. Now, that's something to watch. And when he's out there and healthy, okay, Fox's numbers against McDaniels have not been really good. Especially last year. McDaniels did a nice job making his life hard. The guy's 6'9", and he can defend De'Aaron Fox. So, yeah, that's going to be a challenge, but that was also last year. You know, Keegan's a better player now. Fox is a better player now. Fox's three-point shooting, the guy is taking over 8 a game and hitting at a 40% clip. That's not just like, Fox is shooting better from 3. No, I'm going to bring up this list of names of guys who are shooting right around the same amount of threes per game and shooting around the same percentage. And you're going to be, oh, shit. That's crazy. Okay, so De'Aaron Fox, let's see. He's officially taken 8.3 threes a game. If this is up to date on ESPN, let's just say it is. 8.3. I don't know if it's up to date now. Let me bring up NBA.com. I have one hand. So, by the way, Night Chat will be back to normal tomorrow with Morgan in the house too. De'Aaron Fox. He was 2 of 6 tonight, so that brings him on the season. He's at 39.8. So you know what? We'll just say he's at 48% or 40% from 3. And he's still taking that many. So, okay. Let's talk about some of the guys taking 8.3, 8-ish attempts a game. Tyrese Maxey, shooting about the same as De'Aaron Fox. A familiar face. Bogdan Bogdanovic having a great year with Atlanta this year. He's staying healthy. He is shooting 41%. Tyrese Halliburton taking an 8.5. He is shooting just under 41%. Are you sensing a theme here? We're talking about some really good shooters. Steph Curry takes 11 a game. He is shooting 41% from 3. De'Aaron's a high volume 3-point shooter this year. And he's efficient. High volume and at 40% from 3. Also has the ability to attack, the change of pace, the mid-range game. He is showing now this year that he can score efficiently at all 3 levels. What that does for the Kings offense and opposing defenses, good luck guarding him, right? Like, you now have a Kings lineup featuring Keegan Murray, who can get hot from 3 and be a 40% guy. And now De'Aaron Fox, who on most scouting reports, even last year before he could hit it efficiently, was like, hey, he's number 1. We got to worry about that guy number 1. He's hitting threes now. It's disgusting. Other guys who are taking 8+ a game include Jason Tatum. He's at 34%. Dame Lillard, 8.7 attempts. He's at 38%. Donovan Mitchell's at 35%. Simons at 37. LaMelo at 38. Desmond Bane, 38. Trae Young, 38. So, yeah, a lot of guys take it. Paul George, he's taking at about 8 a game. He's at 40%. This is amazing company De'Aaron Fox is in. So, not only are we going, De'Aaron Fox is shooting the ball well this year. This is career year for him. This is elite 3-point shooting. Did I make that clear on this 5-minute rant I just did on this? Patrick says Keegan is averaging 20 points a game over his last 10, even if you take the 47-point game out. Dude, since he's been back, since he kind of got realigned, whatever was going down with his back, he has looked like a really good player. I see we've got 500 people watching us live right now. Can I just say thank you? Appreciate you guys. I'm rolling solo tonight on Night Chat. Streamlabs desktop that I use to stream on my PC is not working. So I pulled out the phone and said, let's go. Let's talk about this. Appreciate you guys being here and understanding what is happening. So anyway, I went on that whole Fox thing for whatever reason. But Minnesota tomorrow. I really, all I ask for tomorrow, compete. We cannot be doing night chat tomorrow night. Talking about, man, second half of back-to-back, and they lost by 22. Short-handed, T-Wolves came to town. They just looked locked in and rested. We can't have that. No. Compete. Play hard. Be in it. Deuce wants me to check on Carlin again. You got it. It's a good idea. I was actually just thinking about that. Let's get. What would I do? What would you guys do if I went to check on him and he's like walking? That I would cry. Actually, it'd be a miracle. Hey, Bubba. He's like, stop checking on me, Dad. What a cutie, huh? I know I've talked a lot about Carlin this week, and I know some people are like, just talk about the Kings, blah, blah, blah. Such an emotional week. What a roller coaster. I'm so just glad he is home. He is home, and he's good. Gamer says, all I ask for is for fans to not be toxic and set expectations. We are a good team. We can't win them all. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to the point, too, where this is just the sports fans in 2023. You go on Reddit, there's a group that are awesome and super happy all the time, and they have good perspective. Or then you have people who aren't, right? Same on Twitter. It's anywhere you go. Our Discord, it's just like Kings will have a good game, and it's like, yeah, but this guy didn't do this, and I mean, okay, but the Suns are a mess anyway. I think that just happens. That's just what it is. Someone's always going to be unhappy or miserable, and there's a portion of a fan base that will be like, well, if they don't win a championship, it doesn't matter. That's all that matters, dude. I don't know. Sports is hard. It's hard to win a championship. Kings haven't won one since 1951 when they were Rochester, right? Like, they missed the playoffs for 16 years. I'm kind of enjoying this journey right now, even though there's still reasons to be frustrated. Like, get frustrated by a bad loss, right? Get frustrated by some poor play, but also don't go, oh, this is awful. Make a move. Do something. What's happening? The Kings are broken. What? This is a joke. What's Monty doing? No, just understand this is an 82-game season. Your role players are role players for a reason. They're going to struggle sometimes. Some nights they're going to go through a great stretch. Trey Lyles, I feel like he's in a little shooting funk right now. I'm not concerned about it. It'll be fine. They have weaknesses. They got to address them. Do they have to address every single weakness this year? No. I'd like to see them address a couple to see if it helps them advance. But this build out, to me, you got to be smart about it and understand, all right, this is where he's at. This is where Sabonis is at. How many more years do they have at this rate together? Okay, we got to push in a little further. How's Keegan's development? What can we do this year? What kind of bold move can we make to elevate us? I also think, let's just play it. Let's go fantasy land right now. Let's say Sacramento made a big move. I don't know what that is. Siakam. And even that's tough to say because he's on an expiring deal. But my point is, when you add a big piece, a piece that is going to command some touches, especially when you add him at the trade deadline, there's 25 games to go after the trade deadline. It's hard to implement new players into your system at the trade deadline. You hope it can spark you and get you somewhere, but it's a tough thing to do. You don't get a lot of practice time. They're playing with new players. That's why sometimes the best moves are getting the role player guys who kind of come in and play. Oh yeah, they can come in and fill a role to go do this, and they're just comfortable with it. So I'm very high on Keegan Murray. I think he's going to be a two-way stud. He's showing it already. Sabonis is a really, really good player, and De'Aaron Fox is playing the best basketball he's ever played. He did that last year. He's playing better than last year. Both ends. So, give me some final thoughts in the chat. If you guys have any more questions or comments, fire away now because I'm going to wrap up soon. We're going to be live again tomorrow night doing Kings after Kings T-Wolves. Morgan will be here. Morgan has literally been in Orlando doing 2 games a day at the NBA G League Showcase, and she's coming back to Sacramento. I think she lands at like 1 a.m. But any final questions or comments, let us know, because I'm going to wrap up and record the audio pod. Seeing a lot of comments. Some people talking about the Warriors. Andre says Monk posterizing dunk is the moment of the game. Dude, Eubanks tried to get out of the way of that. He was going to challenge it and he went, well, I'm just going to jump up in the air. I'm just back away there. The end says, thanks for the show. Hope Carlin is feeling better. Appreciate that. Final thoughts. We love Carlin. Much love for you also. Amazing live. That's cool. Yeah, final thoughts on this one. A nice win for the Kings. I'll wrap it up by saying this. Come out with that level of focus. Come out and play with the pace. Push, please. Push on Minnesota. Push. It doesn't matter. And then defensively, just compete. You know, even if you foul a little bit early, if you're just trying to defend with playing disciplined defense, taking a shot in the chest, right? Hands up, right? Getting into the passing lanes, deflections, and you pick up some fouls, fine, play through it. I felt like that's what the Kings did tonight. They played through some of that early stuff, and they played the right way, and it looked great. They won a game without having to hit 23s. I'm sorry, that's one of my favorite things. Like, you don't have to hit 23s to win the NBA for the Kings. Like, win in different ways. That's my final thought on the game. My other final thought is thank you again so much for everyone's support with Carlin, my pup. I think there are some signs that maybe he's feeling better, but it's going to be a bit of a journey. The feeling in his legs could come back in 2 weeks. Could be 16 weeks. It could be never, but we're just going to make sure he's happy and not in pain. And some of these night chats could be weird sometimes, especially even in here. Like, we're going to have to bring him in here. I was going to bring him in here and put him down here, make sure he's okay, and he might have to go poop at random times. So we'll just pause because we're all going to help him. You too, all you guys watching us at home are going to help us through this. One last thing. Appreciate everyone saying what's up to me at the game. I had the opportunity the last 3 games to be on TV doing pre and post. Hosted a couple of times. Was in the analyst role once. Loved every part of it, and got a lot of great feedback from people, really supportive. I'm born and raised in Sacramento. It's a dream. So I'm working in my hometown doing this. It's awesome. Hopefully I do more, and appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. Make sure you get in the comments too. Get in the comment section after this is all finalized and tell us your favorite moment of the game, what you felt about the win, and yeah, just get it going. Love you guys, but we gots to go. Y'all have an amazing night. See ya.